Commercial and DCG Marketing, Lenovo. Shyam Madanapalli, Vishwanath Kulkarni, I would invite from the partner community, Mr. Sridharan, President AIT. Thank you, panelists. So before we start the discussion, I want to give a brief about the theme. It is innovative platform to support digital India. Let me brief what exactly it is. Digital India is an initiative of the central government to integrate the government departments and the people of India, and the innovation challenge is to find solutions which can enable public to avail government services easily. Digital India, in its vision, is a disruptive social equalizer in that it empowers the citizens. It is targeted at addressing local needs with a vision to build an ecosystem and pervasive technology adoption. Secondly, the first step is access to high quality of broadband and smartphone. Technology provides a great platform for social equality and paves the way for opportunities enabling citizens to grow. India Inc. enables the realization of digital dream by partnering the government in building tools such as Last Mile Connect, citizen services delivered over web, and most importantly mobile, cyber security solutions, healthcare powered by cloud, mobility, analytics, IoT, wearable, M2M, etc. Education powered by cloud and contextual awareness, product and service aggregation platforms, modern agriculture powered by IT framework, smart cities. So now I would like to introduce our panelists to introduce themselves in 1 minute. Can you introduce yourself?
I am Sriram. I work for Lenovo in the marketing team. Within the next 30 seconds, I can probably just talk about some of my interests, which is reading science fiction and probably seeing it come to reality. That's it. Thank you.
Hi, this is Shyam Madanapalli. I lead the. Is it audible? This is Shyam Madanapalli. I lead the IoT services at Dell. So apart from this, I also work on new standards development for the Internet of Things and smart cities. I actually participate at IETF and I2B to develop the standards, especially for Indian language.
Good evening to all of you. I'm Sridhar. I'm in the IT trade for about 20 and odd years. Basically, we are catering to end user segment. Basically, I will bracket myself as a value-added reseller, and I've been the president of local association, that is Association for Information Technology, Bangalore.
Hi, my name is Vishwanath Kulkarni. I'm the director for HID India. HID is primarily into trusted and connected identity solution management.
Hi, my name is KK Shetty. I look after T connectivity business. We are into connectivity business basically. All the digital initiatives and other things are all, we believe that connectivity is the key thing. Generally, earlier slogan was Roti Kapda or Makan. Now today we can say that Roti Kapda or Makan and broadband.
Oh, wonderful. So let's talk about innovative platform, how it is going to support. Let me start with the IoT. So there's a recent report today morning. I was going to the IDC. So global IoT decision maker survey shows that government organizations are pivoting away from proof of concept projects to scalable Internet of Things deployment that are incorporating cloud, analytics and security capabilities. 31.4% of organizations surveyed have launched IoT solutions, with an additional 43% looking to deploy in next 12 months. 55% of respondents see IoT as strategic to their business as a means to compete more effectively. Improving productivity, reducing cost and automating internal processes are seen as top benefits of IoT solution. This highlights an internal and operational focus on organizations over the short-term external and customer facing benefits. On a cautionary notes, we have to always bear in mind that cybersecurity is becoming more critical than ever before. So with this, we will start with this. We have next 30 minutes to go. So my question to the panel is, have you crafted your organization's vision to drive growth and benefits from Digital India opportunity? Is it a big bet for you, for all of you? Please elaborate on what it means for you. Mr. Sethi, can you explain?
For us, Digital India is a priority. For example, if you look into the government strategy, it is the JAM strategy, Jandan, Aadhaar and mobile. Okay, and in order to avail this strategy, unless and until you have a digital platform, it's just not possible. As an organization, what we are doing is we are focusing on a connectivity solution which will provide digital infrastructure. Okay, and for example, you must be knowing that there is a project going on in the National Fiber Optics Network, wherein 400,000 villages are going to be linked with fiber optics. We are associated in that project, National Fiber for Spectrum, which is going on. And second, as far as we are concerned, a lot of 4G networks are deployed here, and telecom companies are thinking of providing fiber to the home. All these things will provide great broadband services, and once you have the basic foundation ready, then all other things can work. Without any broadband services, the Digital India cannot work. Our focus is to provide all the infrastructure solutions there. And for example, if you see Jandan, what happens? 1 billion identity cards are issued. What does it mean? It means a huge data center requirement. Disaster recovery requirement. There we are actively present. In terms of Aadhaar card, we have built in that UID data centers in association with Wipro. We are actively involved in those kind of project. And of course, the mobile is required to implement all the government schemes. So most of in moving forward in the next 2-3 years, we foresee that there will not be any credit cards. Automatically, the government has recently approved that UPI, universal universal payment interface. Virtually, everybody can become an ATM. You can transfer 50 rupees to 100 rupees, even auto rickshaws you don't have to pay. Just transfer it through your mobile. So in the next 3-4 years, we foresee that there will be a tremendous transformation in India, and everything is likely to be on digital. And at this point of time, our focus is going to provide infrastructure, and we are partnering with various telecom service providers, government agencies, as well as infrastructure corridors everywhere, education institutions, and even places like IITs and all those things. They are going for fiber to the hostel, fiber to the room. Hospitality industry like hotels are moving into fiber to the room. So next 4-5 years, I think there will be a tremendous opportunity, tremendous development which is going to happen in infrastructure field. Once that infrastructure is in place, the rest of the things will automatically follow.
Mr. Kulkarni, how do you see?
Let me start off with 3 points. Point number 1, Digital India is picking up. As an HID, we are also moving ahead with the Digital India slogan. One, we have set up our R&D facility in India in Chennai, where we are working on mobile access, which is access control on mobile, which is part of the Digital India movement. The second is we have a solution called Go ID, which is basically government ID. There have been a few countries like the Singapore e-gates or the US green cards. They have been converted into mobiles. So that's one of the new initiatives that we have taken. Even in India, there have been great positive feelers coming in from the government, where they want maybe a license to be on a mobile, or maybe some government IDs to be on a mobile. The advantage you get is, for example, I go to a wine shop and I want to pick up a bottle of beer. What the wine shop wants to know, am I 21 years plus? Nothing else. So I just show my card on a machine, and they give my photo and just give the age. But when I'm going into a passport section or I'm flying to a different country, they need more details about my address, etc., etc. So those kind of integrations is possible using the government ID. So you don't have to flash your entire government ID to at various levels. It could be done based on the need. So that's what we call as Go ID. There have been great success stories across the globe. India, we have just started few of the discussions. Hopefully in the next year we should have. Third and most important is with Digital India and IoT picking up, the biggest concern would be identities. It could be man, it could be machine. So as a access control system, what we do is basically with mobile, we are converting the standard plastic cards into mobile credentials, and you could use those for access control or as an to identify your identity. It could be a man, machine, so you have logical access as well as physical access. That's it.
Yeah. So the digital platform is going to remove the barriers. See, for example, today what is happening is the endpoint devices, whether it is a mobile or laptop and things like that. See, the number of these, equipments to be sold will increase. So this provides an opportunity for all those people who are in the dealer segment, who are all thinking of the doomsday is there. Now that provides an opportunity for them to sell more and more. That is one thing. The other thing is the convergence of technology brings in a lot of opportunity for those people who are into solutions. Basically, people who are into structured cabling and people who are into system integration and things like that. This provides them an opportunity. As a dealer community, this is the right time for people to scale up in terms of technology. This I see is going to be a game changer for the dealers.
Shyam, how do you think that, how it is, what is your perspective?
Is it digital transformation for the company?
That you have to take.
Is that the
How
question?
it is interpreted, yeah.
Dell is already a digital transformed company. But I can tell how we
You
do
say
it.
Dell or Dell EMC?
Yeah, Dell. Yes.
It is not yet right.
Yes.
Yeah. So actually today most of the organizations, right, they don't understand themselves. They don't understand their own facilities. They don't understand their own employees. They don't have a clear understanding about their customers. So digital transformation is all about bringing the visibility for the company about their facilities, their employees and their customers. This we do by integrating the social media, the mobiles, the products, everything with IoT enabled, and get the data wherever is possible and do the lots of analytics, and we can bring the agility to the companies in terms of where they can improve on that. Where they can improve in terms of customer service or in terms of the product design or in terms of supply chain management, we can transform all these things. And the other important thing that we do is that today we don't receive any RFP. Right? With our customers, we spend time to understand how they do business in day-to-day life. Or we actually call them to our digital studio and understand how they do the business. So based on that, we will actually provide them how they can transform digitally. Right? That's how we build solutions for them.
Jiram, what is your perspective?
From a Lenovo standpoint, we were actually one of the So we were one of the first people to get involved very deeply from an infrastructure standpoint before Digital India started in terms of partnering with the government. Now, as of today, Digital India per se means two things for us. One is proliferation of devices that are affordable at every single price band and is available not only to say the first tier markets but to probably 7 tiers of markets or 8 tiers of markets across India. That is the first point. Second point is the way Lenovo looks at it is we have a very simplified view of the entire thing. We generally don't get into very complex even very complex definitions for that matter. So the way we are looking at it is education. Education is going to be, or the way we see it, the biggest factor in what we call as Digital India is the proliferation of digital means of education, whether it be smart connected classrooms, or even whether it be smart connected tuition centers, or whether it be people from remote locations in India who are able to use an online coaching center, or they are able to take an online course like Coursera in order to get into, say, an MIT or a Harvard later. And how can we enable that?
Okay.
That's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, it's good. So now we hear a lot about IT solutions for smart cities. Are they really relevant for the Indian market? What is your opinion on what should be priority for Indian cities? Shyam, this is your subject.
Oh, actually technology.
You are expert in IoT, and he has got patent more than 25 patents he has.
I mean, I am an expert in terms of technology. I mean, not really from the application perspective, but I will try. So, I mean, so one thing what I understood by working from the technology perspective, we cannot solve villages' problem with smart village. That's what I understood. For example, I mean, I ran a meetup for smart villages. And first time we had like, a dozen members. Next meetup we have reduced the half of it, right? The next meeting we have reduced the half of it, right? So there is no interest for the people to participate, right? I think the only way that we can solve the village problem is by urbanization. Right? I think smart cities will help that. With smart cities, I mean, we can actually reduce the cost of each service, right? Even education, your hospital, healthcare. Many aspects, transport, many things. We can actually bring the cost down so the poor can actually afford. So there is a lot of opportunity a smart city can provide in terms of improving the life of the poor or even the urban poor as well. I think I strongly believe. I think India probably requires to be urbanized using smart cities as the way.
Mr. Sethi, you want to add something to what Shyam has said?
Yeah, I have a slightly different view. When I say a different view, for me, smart city itself is a question mark. Because all the way I came from a Whitefield. For me, smart city is at least a road. Forget about smart road. Basic roads is fundamental. Basic footpath is fundamental. Good drainage system is fundamental. And we are trying to solve the problem of smart cities without having the basics here. So my feeling is in the next 3, 4, 5 years we should sort out this basic problem. Then we should qualify to talk about smart cities. The first. So as far as from the industry point of view, for me the smart cities is smart connectivity. And the next, as long as we are connected in terms of broadband, in terms of bandwidth and things like that, so that can be another good way to move forward.
Do you think that the mosquito menace in Delhi cannot be controlled? Then we are talking about something smart.
Yes, absolutely. It's sometimes I don't know whether to to smile or laugh or cry or something in terms of smart cities. We are into basic issues right now, and I'm not. We are at least 5 to 10 years away in terms of really talking about smart city infrastructure. This is my personal feeling.
Mr. Sridhar, what is your take
I
on
want to
it?
quickly add to your point. So,
You can add.
So again, I mean, smart city is not something that you build based if we have a great infrastructure. Right? If we have a great infrastructure, it's not okay. Okay, all right. Sorry. Right. So smart city is not built on the great infrastructure. I mean, right? It can be built when we don't have sufficient facilities. Right? So smart city is to solve the problem. Right? So, for example, I mean, even if there is a traffic, there is lots of potholes. The information is the key. I mean, right? So imagine, I mean, with the Internet of Things, I mean, you make the data available publicly, and you see how much powerful that information in the hands of the people. I mean, right? We can move the authorities to fix some of the problems. Right? So that's how we should be able to use the technology to solve the problems.
Jasira, what is your perspective?
I think to take on something very similar to what he mentioned, I think Indians find out a way to disrupt around some of the basic challenges like we have in terms of, for example, infrastructure, right? For example, we could easily break down this problem of, say, bad roads by probably improving upon 4G and 5G and provide data at better rates so that people can telecommute and probably be more productive. And to be on the same side, I think I also heard that probably one of the co-founders of Ola is working on such a project where he's actually actively measuring. It uses the power of crowdsourcing with a lot of proliferated devices where you can actually map most of your terrain and provide the data to the concerned authorities, where you're telling them where there are potholes, there are no potholes, is there a double road, is a single road. What can you do to fix that?
Kulkarni, what is your take on it?
Just to add on to, see, first of all, the concept of smart city, what we are talking about, I don't think even after 10 years it will happen, because the government works in silos. The roads are managed by the roads are managed by the municipalities. The electricity is again managed by someone else. Then you have state government managing policing. You have central government managing something XYZ. So unless you have a common infrastructure where all these governments come into one single umbrella, then only you can see a smart city actually happening. Till that you don't see. Classic example, I mean, I was coming to this place, Deepak was continuously messaging me, are you there, are you there? And I'm coming and I see there is some flyover which is closed, they don't tell me where there is a direction to go. And then there's a police guy standing, I just break the signal and try to come here early. So, I mean, this is just an example.
So
I'm
you're a
giving.
smart man.
I'm a smart man, okay. This is just an example I'm giving on the smart cities. India, what we call a smart city, I'll be honest here, it's nothing but a CCTV camera and a wireless network that is being provided. I mean, it starts there, it ends there. Many of the smart cities, what they talk about, it could be the Nagpur smart city, which recently was awarded. It's nothing but CCTV plus wireless access. Jaipur smart city is very similar. Electronic city, they set up something small, but again, that's very similar. It's more of CCTV and few temperature measuring meters and few meters, and then connecting to a single platform. But unless you have the government really decide strongly that it should be one umbrella where all the utilities work together, we cannot see a smart
To
city.
a certain extent, it is a smart parking is also there.
Yes, smart parking is also there.
So like, Ishidhar, you want to add something?
See, I mean, technology has to be finally used for the conveniences of mankind. I mean, with that view, if it can ease the lifestyle of people, I mean, it can provide convenience, digital conveniences, so that you commute less, and then your productivity increases, and it helps in e-governance and things like that, then I think the smart city concept will definitely work. But as Mr. K.K. Shetty echoed, I mean, when the physical infrastructure itself is a question mark, whether it is going to happen actually, and the conveniences are actually fed, the results are actually fed by the government, is the thing to be seen. What we require is more than smart city. The technology usage of people should start increasing. That is the first step. Once that happens, I think the other things will definitely happen, because you have seen with the advent of, the smartphones coming in. I think so many conveniences are there for the common man today. I think the technology is the one thing that has to actually reflect smart cities.
So increasing the penetration of
Yeah,
mobile
definitely.
phone,
Yeah,
you
everything.
it to be a smart city?
No. What I am saying is, the people should start using these devices. That is the first step towards realizing the dreams of smart city.
Baby step towards the smart city. Okay.
Deepak, I just want one point again. So actually, I see the problem in terms of every department functioning independently. Right? That's one of the biggest problems. But so actually, IoT solves that problem. Right? So whatever is the vertical department, so IoT can provide data about each and every department and bring it to a common platform, and make the data available for other departments or the citizens. So that will actually solve your problem. But again, there should be a will for the government and the private companies, everybody to come forward and solve this. But technology as such can solve. We don't need great physical infrastructure for the smart cities. Using whatever the infrastructure is available, the technology would help for optimal usage and bring the living cost down and make living better in cities.
So we are talking about a disruption of technologies.
Yeah, it's quite.
Do you think
possible.
mobile phone is a disruption?
Teaching? What is it?
Mobile phone is a disruption of technology?
I think so, I mean, right, many things have changed, I mean, right, we heard about, I don't know what his name, I mean, right, now Uber using just mobile phone, it disrupted, the transport industry. Airbnb, it disrupted, the hotel business, right, so it did. But you are going to see with IoT even more disruption, right, it actually impacts the roots of every citizen on this, earth. So you will see a lot more in the coming future.
It doesn't matter how much money they burn.
Where? Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
that's quite possible, I mean, right?
Okay. So let's move to first step. How will all these initiatives impact the Aam Janata? Will it improve the quality of lives of citizens, Mr. Sethi?
I definitely feel that it will really help Aam Janata. But whether it has helped right now, the answer is 10% yes or 90% no. When I say 10% yes, if you see the schemes of the government, as I told you again, Aadhaar, Jandan, it has really simplified the life of poor people. And the money is directly transferred into their account, and 240 million accounts being opened. At least the poor people, their biggest worry is not bank account or something. The saved money, where to keep it? That was their question. But this has, opening up a bank account helped them into deposit the money. Today, almost 46,000 crores have been deposited in these banks.
Yes.
And there was a lot of debate when Jandan was announced. A lot of people have criticized it. Who will bear the cost? It is a waste of time and waste of energy and all those things. But all this cash economy is moving into plastic economy. The first step is financial inclusion has happened. Probably they will take some time, another 1 or 2 years, maybe 15 years is one generation. You can see these people becoming smarter and smarter, and once the financial inclusion happens, and tremendous opportunities are there.
Wonderful. Mr. Kulkarni, what is your thinking on that? How do you take the Aam Janata?
I'll just go against him. See, Aam Janata to understand digital India or IoT or smart cities, very few people, not even 1% of the Indian population understands that. So first, the basic requirement is to give them an education what actually is going to happen when you implement a smart city or when you implement digital India or when you implement a IoT solution. Till that, they don't even realize, because, okay, if you say that, okay, there's a metro construction happening or a flyover, we know that we suffer because of the construction, but when something is happening in the back end and they don't know exactly what is going to happen, it's too early to tell that is it going to impact or not to impact.
What do you think?
Here there is a good point. See, the thing is the awareness of technology for a common man is the key. For example, nobody heard about Ola or Uber coming into India maybe about 4-5 years before. Today, everybody knows. Even a guy who comes from the B and C class cities.
It is convenient.
It's absolute. So what I foresee is once the common man is aware of what is happening, whether it is a smart city, digital India, the initiatives, what are the benefits if the education can be given, and if he is having an access to these technologies, I think the amount of benefits that the common man reaps, there is no end to it. But it is a matter of time. We have to wait.
The first step already we have taken. Yes, sir.
So I think, see, IoT is not about we need educating somebody, right? It's all about the real implementation of IoT or smart city actually works in the background. You only get the benefit, you never see the technology, right? That's how it should be implemented.
I'm talking about impacting the Aam Janata.
Exactly, right. So that means I don't need to educate whatever Janta, right? So they get the benefit. How they get the benefit? Probably they will get more opportunities for in terms of employment. Probably I'm expecting that their education cost will come down, their healthcare cost will come down. So they will be able to live in better facilities. So I think it's going to help a lot.
So what is your take?
To put a slightly different spin on it, see, here's the impact that IoT has on the Aam Janata. Here is the impact that IoT has on the Aam Janata or people like us. How many of you in this room actually own a smartphone? Everybody, right? mean, people those who are not raising their hands are probably lazy enough or waiting
No,
for the
they may
dinner.
be too smart.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all the people who think you own a smartphone, you're probably wrong. You don't own a smartphone. If you look at user licenses that come with every single smartphone that you agree upon before putting your SIM card in that smartphone, says that you only have the right to use the smartphone. The smartphone ownership is still with the company. Now, if you think that this is surprising, how many of you guys own a car today? Or a four-wheeler? Now, it would be a surprise to you because any car that implements an Internet of Things technology inside it doesn't belong to you. You only have the right to use the car. Even that portion of that technology inside the car is owned by the company. And the more there is a proliferation of Internet of Things technology, the concept of ownership of things is going to be drastically changing overall. Say for example, when you move to far away future where you talk about autonomous cars. Autonomous cars are not owned by anybody for that matter. Everybody, the company who leases out autonomous cars like an Uber only has a license to use the car for a certain purpose. The guy who buys an autonomous car doesn't even have that thing. How many of you guys actually think that you probably booked a Tesla car, right? You don't own a Tesla car at all. Tesla owns Tesla cars. You only have the right to use the car. So this is the biggest mindset change that happens when you own an IoT device. And that's the reason why product recalls become the order of the day.
So that is true that we also called IoT, we were using from long time, we also called IoT in our everybody's life, we can call car as a digital factory. Alright, you want to write something on the digital factory and IoT as a car?
No.
Okay, let's go to the last one. How about enterprises? What is your opinion on organizations moving towards scalable IoT deployment? Is it really happening or IoT just a buzzword? Siraj.
So today, if I were to look at the hype curve, right? IoT, I think. So if I read the chart correctly, almost all of these buzzwords, right? They go through this hype cycle, right? Where there is a cycle where there is this upper curve that goes up where the word starts trending everywhere. I mean, Google is a great example. You type IoT, you probably find 50 ads down there, 20 companies offering to do IoT for you, 30 different products that claim that they use IoT, right? We are at that kind of a curve right now. What's going to happen is that that's going to result in a disillusionment trough. What is going to happen is that people are going to get disillusioned in it. Less and less investments are going to go inside it, or probably some more sensible investments are going to come in. There are going to be more mergers and acquisitions in this area, right? And then what happens is there becomes a productivity curve. Then somebody figures out that, there is a great example where this gets into, and this probably is all pervasive. For example, if you look at virtual reality, right? Virtual reality went through the disillusionment curve about 2-3 years back. Virtual reality came into existence about 5 to 7 years back, and that was the buzzword. And then immediately what happened was there was a disillusionment trough. And then somebody discovered Pokemon Go, right? They said augmented reality.
Yeah.
Now it's taking on to some kind of a productivity curve. Everybody is offering virtual reality goggles. People are making virtual reality games. Similar thing is going to happen to IoT because it's right behind virtual reality, according to me.
Okay, what do you think?
What do you think on IoT? What is the sense?
How about enterprise? What is your opinion on organization moving towards scalable IoT deployment? Is it really happening or IoT is just a buzzword?
Again, to understand IoT, in fact, right, we need to understand what is IoT does, right? IoT does all about sensing your environment and giving information. That means if there is a light, IoT tells me whether the light is on or off, so that I can take an action, right? So if that's what I was telling, right? Most of the organization today, they don't understand their facilities well, they don't understand their employees, they don't understand their customers, and they don't even understand what the customers are using their product for, right? So IoT helps that. So if a company is not trying to do the IoT implementation, I think they will be disrupted. I think every organization should move towards IoT so that they can understand the whole ecosystem, so that they can innovate their products. I think that there is no choice, like, other than we moving to the GST, right? I think not moving to IoT is not a choice unless you want to be a next leader.
What Mr. Sethi is take on it, sir? But you are connecting the IoT products.
Yeah, we are just connecting, but at this point of time, I feel it's more of a buzzword and awareness going on everywhere. But I see a lot of potential in the manufacturing units. A lot of it's like an industrial engineering. You can simplify a lot of things there. That's what I feel, but that's still it's in the initial phase. As far
We are
as
talking about smart water meter, gas meter, electricity meter. We are using gas is by the IGL or MG or GGL. So we are seeing that gas connectivity to the meter. So now the meter person is coming to house and take the reading. Now the technology is coming up, so where you can take the meter IoT devices, AMR, so that reading will be taken there end.
So IoT is happening, everywhere in bits and pieces, but it's not a way of life. If you ask me whether it is a way of life, the answer is no. But we can definitely it is moving in that direction.
So means cost of life will be costlier.
No, you have to be intelligent to live in this world. I can put it that
If
way.
you want more comfort, you have to pay more money.
Yes, initially yes. After that, it may be
Become a habit.
Yeah.
Become a habit.
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. Kulkarni, what is
See,
it?
basically, all this IoT means whatever you are doing today, tomorrow robots should do it. That's it. You have to be human beings should be more creative. That's it.
Okay.
We have to spend our time more in terms of creativity and other things. Rest of the things has to be handled by those machines or whatever it is.
Do you think the Bangalore roads will be wider and there is smooth flow of the traffic?
I am not very sure.
Okay, anyway, that will come the next. Kulkarni, what do you think about it?
Okay, so IoT basically, I'll agree to the statement, it's a buzzword. But honestly speaking, IoT has been there for quite some time.
Yes.
I'm not talking about 1 year, 2 years, it's been there for ages.
Yes.
Internet of Things. It's basically, earlier you used to have one, like you talk on oil and gas or you talk about any utility, their operational technology is their business. That's where they earn their money. Or when you talk about, the moment you bring an IT infrastructure into that, that's basically what you call it as an IoT, because you have two subsets. One is the OT, which is operational technology, and one is the IT technology. When you integrate them, it's an IoT, one way of thinking. Second way of thinking is, I just heard someone talking about a light. Any passive device, anything which can be connected onto an internet is IoT. So it will help, but question mark is, how do you maintain the identity of that device or that person? Because an IoT could be even like, I was reading a article where they said that stent that goes into your heart after a bypass, they put a small chip in that, and through your mobile phone you get to know is your heart pumping properly, or if there is any, the message goes directly to the doctor saying that you need to come and, or the doctor calls you saying that you have an abnormality, come in. So how do you, how do you secure your identity? That's going to be the biggest question mark. So you, like, few years back you had data centers, virtualization, so on and so forth. Now IoT next will be, how do you secure your identity? I think so.
What's the matter? So you want to add something?
Yeah, Internet of Things is definitely going to change the way we live. Like you have smart homes, which are all IoT driven. Like that, you will have manufacturing facilities which are highly automated. We'll have to, at one point of time or the other, we'll have to integrate IoT. For this is basically to increase the productivity. See, because manpower costs are going to be pretty high, and skilled labor is going to be a challenge. I think this is going to come in high-end manufacturing setups. I think IoT of Things is going to be the next thing that is going to happen.
It's wonderful that this is also part of the transformations are happening at your level.
No, it's not happening at our level.
You are the technology enabler, right?
We are only the people at the end point selling the equipment. But what I am saying is, in enterprises, as Mr. K.K. Shetty rightly pointed out, in manufacturing segment, I think it will have a big impact.
Do you think that this will bring some opportunity for the reseller community?
I wouldn't know. I mean, because that technology is at a totally different end.
Like, see, Siran can say that you are into product company. So, like, do you think this IoT brings an opportunity for the partner community also?
I would say it brings a great it brings a great, I would say, scope for partners to get into machine learning, specifically machine to machine communication and data gathering and data intelligence where algorithms are required. For example, my first job, I still remember because I used to work in the night shift in a semiconductor factory. And one of the basic things where we had a problem was that, I know any of you who has a factory, right, you'll realize that there is a traveler sheet that you have to sign off, right, when your product moves from one counter to the other counter, right? We had the same issue, and we had people manually signing off those lists. This was as late as 2008. We were thinking, why can't we put all these machines together and start moving the products from one machine to another, right? And why can't one machine signal to the other machine that yes, the job is done, move product from one to the other? That is something that we did not have a clue about because there was no, our OEM was not interested in it because that was like too lowbrow a project for them. And we did not know whom to approach from a partner standpoint to build that system for us. At the end of the day, what happened was there was this smart engineer who came up and said, I'll do some extracurricular activity for you guys, you don't need to pay me anything. Then he said, okay, line all these machines up. And he said, I'll put a small radio on one machine, which will communicate to a radio on the other machine, saying the job is over. And then that radio will page a person, saying that, once the job is done, it's like a washing machine, right? Your clothes are done, right? So this will page the machine, that guy will come, he'll remove the product, he'll put it into the next machine. So then at least it was a slightly better scenario, right? Now, if a partner would have come and told us, eliminating manpower is a big task for us.
Wonderful. To have to summarize the themes, like we will have every panelist will get only 30 seconds. So you have to summarize what are the platforms that could support vision to success in digital India. Sir, Mr. Sethi, 30 seconds.
For us, it's basically the fundamental thing is infrastructure and the smartphones and the mobiles, and linking all these things, whatever has been implemented, and improve the quality of life of the poor. So the digital India is again, whatever as I told you, Jandan, Aadhaar, mobile, all the transactions, everything. The most powerful equipment in the world will be your mobile. With your mobile, you can do wonders moving forward.
30 seconds.
I think I'll start.
Yeah, please.
So just digital India, I think the biggest showcase would be how do you, it could be education, it could be medicine, it could be transportation. If you digitize those, when I say medicine, telemedicine or tele-education, which was discussed earlier, or even in transportation, if you have kiosks kept in various places, you know which bus or train to catch. I mean, if you seamlessly integrate the bus, train, metro, everything, that's when you actually, the Aam Janta gets the real feel of digital.
Wonderful. Mr. Siddhara, what do you think?
I see the benefits of digital India, I mean, according to the cities, is not my concern. See, it will eventually happen. But the last point, that is the villager, if he can get access to, sell his ware seamlessly at a better price, and then he can have access to the meteorological department and things like that. So he should get information. See, that is the key. See, if he can get the last man in the village, if he can get the information, I think that will transform the entire setup. That is how I look at it.
Yeah, in my opinion, smart city is all about fetch the data from the infrastructure, healthcare, education, whatever, right? You sense the data, bring it to a common platform and just open it for the public. And you see the revolution. Lots of entrepreneurs coming in, lots of services. We will see the way we are going to change. That's all the government has to do. Build an open platform, get the data and make it available for the public. That's all. I think it will revolutionize the way we are living today.
Sriram, what is your perspective?
Like you mentioned, right? I think the biggest advantage of this kind of a government initiative that is pushing people towards getting more connected is that the availability of crowdsourced information. Crowdsourced as in if we have 1 billion people who are connected to devices and who can actively pass information back. That is the most powerful form of innovation for India. See, Indian form of innovation is very different from the American form of innovation. The American form of innovation is that one guy gets together, he has an idea, he makes a product, he'll sell it to an early adopter, make his money, make a better version of the product, sell it to a better guy, make money, sell it to a third guy, and then make a lot of money and then sell that product back to India, right? Or to India, China and the other third world countries. The way in India it works is that several people think of a problem, right? And several people try to come across a solution. And that's why if you look at most of the problems in India, how are they being solved? They are being solved with collective thinking. Digital India has the potential to bring across a crowdsourced solution to most of our problems today, whether it be outside Digital India, like say river interlinking projects, right? Where crowdsourced inputs are required. Simple things like flood monitoring, crowdsourced inputs are required. Weather monitoring, crowdsourced inputs are required. That is the solution that India basically needs. Let a lot of people put your heads onto it. I'm pretty sure they'll come up with a solution which is far better than what one person would come out with in government.
Thank you, Sriram, and thank you panelists for the wonderful input. You can take that question, but we have to take offline because you have got okay. We'll have one question. Anything from the audience? Only one question we can take. Okay, anyone? Or we can take offline. No. Thank you, sir. Thank you.